Are we live?
Mm-hmm.
Con. Try to fix this a little bit. Alright. Alright. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
This is Brother Kasha Kuala.
The brother Rock.
We're from the GMS Atlanta Church. First and foremost, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And today, as you can see from the title of the lesson, it's just be a citizen, okay? Don't go above and beyond your measures, all right?
That's right.
Matter of fact, not going above it, and it's also just using wisdom, man. But did I say double honor?
Yeah.
Okay, con. All right, so there's a scripture I want to get before we pop this thing off. It's this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 3, verse 21. It says, "Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search things that are above thy strength." And verse 23 says, "Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand." That's right. Okay, so seek not things that are too hard for thee, or don't go above your means. Okay, all right. Don't be over righteous. Matter of fact, get that too, and then we can jump into the topic at hand, which is to be a citizen, and we're gonna get into why we're bringing this out. So go ahead, brother.
That's right. This is Ecclesiastes 7:16. It says, "Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?"
That's right. Be not righteous over much, or be not over wise. It's like, why destroy yourself, man? Because you think a certain way, and it's really not the case. If you want to elaborate.
Yeah, and like we were speaking on before the camera came on, being over righteous, instead of conforming to a certain extent, not fully, and be with all the wickedness that Babylon has to offer, but being circumspect and being wise, man. Like the brother was saying, before we come to the camera, you can change your name to a Hebrew name.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you wearing your fringes all on the job. All right, but yet and still, in this society, you gotta work in order to eat. Okay, and you cutting yourself short of that by putting your full Hebrew, changing your name to a Hebrew name, and they looking at the resume and looking at the application and throwing that shit out the window because you look foolish. You being over righteous. Who get interviewed? You showing up dressed in a garment down to your foot, okay, with sandals on. All right, in this society you have to go to an interview a certain way. It's a certain dress code that you have to abide by. All right, that's not being wise, man.
That's right, and you're going to destroy yourself. Hence why you're not going to get the job, probably.
Exactly.
But like the brother said, if you don't work, you don't eat. I think that's in the book of Thessalonians. Is what Paul was saying.
Right.
But in order to work and flourish, for say in this society, you got to be a citizen. All right.
Exactly.
So with that, you can get Philippians chapter 1 and 27. We're going to break that specific verse down. All right, and we're going to very heavily lean on that word conversation. If I'm not mistaken, it says that. So go ahead, brother.
This is Philippians chapter 1 verse 27. "Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Mashiach, that whether I come and see you or else be absent, I may hear of your affairs, that ye stand fast in one spirit, with one mind, striving together for the faith of the gospel."
That's right. So going back to, it says, "Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Yahushua and Mashiach." Now, get a whole Proverbs 4 and 7. Just whole Philippians 1, just whole Proverbs 4 and 7, a classic one. Because when you read Paul's epistles, you have to get the full edification and understanding of what he's trying to portray.
Yep.
All right? You can't just sit there and just read, "Only let your conversation." Oh, most people think conversation is, what you say, what you talk. No, it goes into your conduct, okay? How you conduct yourself.
Yep.
But even going further into that word conversation in this particular scripture, it goes into being a citizen. And we're going to get the word in the Greek for that word conversation in the blue letter. But go ahead and read Proverbs 4:7.
This is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
That's right. With all thy getting, get understanding. What does it say? Wisdom is the principal thing?
Yep.
Wisdom is the principal thing, but with all that getting, get understanding. You have to get understanding in order to obtain the wisdom. Okay?
Right.
So with that, you got the blue letter. Go to Philippians 1:27 and then click on that word conversation. Okay? Because it's gonna go into being a citizen. All right? And we're gonna get the etymology of the word citizen. Okay? It would behoove you to conduct in this manner. So when Paul was speaking to the church of the Philippians, he was telling them in the scripture, yo, be a citizen, all right? Don't be an idiotic jerk and just think that we're in the rulership and think that everything is Israelite standards, and it's not, okay? First off, think about the city that you live in. It's called Philippi, named after a Greek king. King Philip II, the father of Alexander the Greek, okay? It's not your city in the first place, but you have to fall in line and fall in order to a certain extent just to make things a little simplistic for you. It's the same thing we do in this society today. What? We call ourselves Americans, right? We call ourselves Americans. Let's just be real. We call ourselves, when we sign that application, when we're filling it out, we circle either Native American, Hispanic, or Black. Let's be real, because there is no option for an Israelite.
Exactly.
Okay? We have what? Driver's license. All right? Some of us has passports, and guess what's on it? United States of America. We call ourselves Americans.
Social Security card.
Social Security card. Just be a citizen.
Right.
Okay? Don't go above and beyond like we read in Sirach, the 3rd chapter, and we read in Ecclesiastes, and be overwise and be like, well, I'm not Black. I'm not African. African comes from Afrikaans. All right, bro. We get it. The information's out there. But to make it easy on yourself, just be a citizen. All right? So,
yeah, and if I can land back off too, that precept that we brought out in Proverbs 4 and 7, it says, wisdom is the principle, therefore get wisdom. So in order to even understand what we're saying to a certain extent, you got to have a certain level of wisdom. Because a simple Jake will look at this and be like, oh yeah, them niggas love America. They want to be a part of this society. Nah, man, that's just using wisdom.
That's just using wisdom.
That's all we're doing. We're taking the scriptures, reading it for what it is, and applying it. All right? Everything that we're bringing out according to the scriptures is about wisdom and not being over righteous, and you know, and like the title say, man, just be a citizen. Because for one, we're in captivity. Okay, everything that we have to go to, all right, everything that we have and need and have to go to for, we got to go to the white man for it, and that's just how it is. There's nothing we can do, you know, to get ourselves out of this situation.
That's right.
We just got to wait on the Lord. Until that time comes, man, just be a citizen.
Just be a citizen. All right, so you got that in the Greek for citizen? That's a good point, man. Because in the time being, this is not our dwelling place. But for the time being, this is where we at. Exactly. So just fall in order.
That's right.
Fall in order. It tells you that in the book of Romans. Okay? We're subject to somebody right now. We'll go ahead and get the word conversation.
This is Philippians 1 and 27, the blue letter of the word conversation. It says to be a citizen.
It's simple. It says to be a citizen. Okay? And this is the blue letter of Salakia, the etymology of the word citizen. As a noun, it says the 13th century, it means inhabitant of a city or a town. Okay, we here in GMS Atlanta, we preach in Atlanta. We're, like Jake like to say, we AT-aliens.
Right.
All right? Just be a goddamn AT-alien.
Right.
All right? You know you're Israelite, man. Shut up. But you in Atlanta, bro. You in Georgia. If you in Dallas, just be the Dallas citizen. If you're in Houston, be a Houston citizen.
Right.
LA, New York, so on and so forth. Just be a citizen to that prospective area. It says inhabitant,
Yeah.
so meaning you habitate or
To live.
or you live or
You
dwell
Come.
in that particular province or city. Okay, hence why you have the book called Philippians.
Right.
He's writing to the men who live in Philippi, who call themselves Philippians, because I live in Philippi.
That's right.
Simple as that. Just like you live in America, you just call yourself American, man. Just make it easy on yourself, man. Because we all know, we all have knowledge that this place is going to get taken down in due time. But but until then, just fall in line to make it easy on yourself. Okay? Keep the knowledge that you have secure.
Yeah.
Okay? And don't be on the job talking shit about what you know, man.
Right.
Be a citizen.
I ain't no.
Be
I ain't no goddamn Georgian. I'm an Israelite.
I shouldn't be working. I'm royal, man.
Right.
Shut the fuck up
Right.
and kick rocks like everybody else is. Keep making big rocks into little rocks like everybody else is,
Yeah.
man.
Cause all this gonna lead to is getting your black ass fired,
Simple.
man.
Come.
And hungry.
And hungry.
Right.
And keep going in the word citizen in the etymology. It means a city dweller. Okay, a town dweller. Okay, citizen. Simple as that, bro. All right, you're a city dweller. Just be that, bro. Okay, because when in Philippians 1:27, it's only let your conversation be as becometh the gospel of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Be a citizen.
Right.
But know the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. The good news, because it said gospel. Know the good news of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, man.
Right.
Don't be a prick. All right, get Acts 22 and start at 22. Because this is an account, Acts 22 and 22. This is an account of who we're reading out of the Philippians, the same person who wrote the book of Philippians, and we're seeing why he wrote Philippians 1 and 27. Because what? Through experience, he had to do the same thing. So go ahead and start there, bro.
This is Acts chapter 22 and verse 22. And they gave him audience unto this word, and then lifted up their voices and said, away with such a fellow from the earth.
They're talking about, man, listen, kill him, kill Paul. So go ahead.
For it is not fit that he should live. Verse 23, and as they cried out and cast off their clothes and threw dust unto the air, the chief captain,
They're like, ah, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
verse 24, the captain commanded him to be brought unto the castle and bade that he should be examined by scorning, that he might know. Therefore they cried so against him. And as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion.
So listen to what Paul said to the centurion, okay? Listen, so go ahead.
That stood by, is it lawful for you to scorn a man that is a Roman?
He used his citizenship on their ass.
Exactly.
He's a Roman citizen. He was civilized in this particular verse. He wasn't stupid.
Right.
He used his citizenship against their ass.
Yeah. Which ultimately boiled back down to being wise.
Being wise.
We use wisdom on the ass.
He wasn't like, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, you can't do it. He's like, no. Because back then, being a Roman citizen was a big thing.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, he's Roman?
Right.
Oh, we can't touch him like that, man.
Exactly.
All right, so go ahead.
It says, is it lawful for you to scorn a man that is a Roman and uncondemned? Verse 26, when the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman.
Hey, bro, hey, chill, bro. Hey, man, this dude is a Roman, bro.
Right.
Like, it would behoove you not to do whatever the fuck you was about to do, man.
Yeah, right. Think about that.
Because that's going to come back down on us.
That's right.
All right, so go ahead.
Verse 27, then the chief captain came and said unto him, tell me, art thou a Roman? He said, yea. And the chief captain answered with a great song.
He said, are you a Roman? He's like, yeah. Yeah. So like when Americans go overseas and something was to happen, usually you hear, I'm an American citizen. And they're like, oh shit. You know, I don't want to start nothing with America right now, man. Just take your ass back to America. We ain't do nothing.
Right.
That's the same thing that's happening here.
Mhm.
He's like, yo, I'm a Roman citizen.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Now that's a new ball game.
Right.
But Paul was a citizen.
Yeah, he playing his face card.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, hey, I know if I play this spade right here, shit, it's gonna walk.
Yep.
Yeah, so he pulled it out on.
Yep.
I'm a Roman, shit.
Yep.
Even though he it's contrary to what he really was, but hey,
Yeah.
you pull it out, man.
Yep. That's the trump card, man.
Exactly.
I use it every time, man.
Get out of jail free card, man.
That's right. So go ahead.
Verse 28, and the chief captain answered with a great sum obtained, I this freedom. And Paul said, but I was freeborn.
Mm.
Then straightway they departed from him, which should have examined them. And the chief captain also was afraid, after he knew that he, as a Roman, and because he had bound him.
So he's like, oh shit. This is a big deal, man, because he used his citizenship against us. But go ahead.
Verse 30, on the morrow, because he would have known the certainty wherefore he was accused of the Jews, he loosed him from his bands,
Took him out of the cuffs.
and commanded the chief priests and all their council to appear, and brought Paul down and set him before them.
So pretty much doing that, Paul uses city. He's like, I'm just a citizen, bro. I'm a citizen of the Roman Empire.
Right.
Simple as that. In this case, trying to get a job. I'm black. I'm African American.
Right.
Let's just be real.
Right.
I'm not gonna be like, well, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Don't call me black. Man, come on, bro. I need a job.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Because at the end of the day, like the title, just be a citizen.
Just be a citizen.
Anything you do outside of that, man, you being over righteous, and you really being simple.
That's right.
Because there's nothing you can say or do outside of what society tells you to do that's going to make you esteem or above who you are, man.
That's right.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say, that no matter how many precepts you bring out at the job, at the interview. Well, right here it says in Deuteronomy 7:6, I'm above all people, so I can't come in entry level. I gotta be, nah, man. They gonna look at your ass like you crazy and show your ass the door.
I know, right? Kind of. You know, like, we can't harp it enough, man.
Right.
Just be a citizen. All right. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 2:12. It says, I'll just get to the point. It says that you walk worthy of the Most High, who hath called you unto his kingdom in glory. Okay? Walking worthy of him is doing what he says. Okay? So even when the Spirit hit Paul to tell the Philippians what he told them, it's because he had that situation in Acts. Now when you read 1 Corinthians 11:1, Paul is saying, be ye followers of me as I am of Yahushua Mashiach. So when the Spirit is speaking through him to be a citizen, and he wrote the book of Thessalonians as well and told them that ye would walk worthy of the Most High, who hath called you unto his kingdom and glory. Well, guess what? There's some things that you have to fall in line in the certain area that you dwell in, man. Okay? You can't be like me, or like us in Atlanta. You can't be like, fuck the Atlanta law. They need to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And you just do those law, statutes, commandments and break all of their laws.
Right.
So you're going to sit here and tell me, if you're going to be like a citizen, right? When that red light comes, you're just going to gas it.
Right.
And then the green light come on, you decide to stop. No, it don't work like that. When the green light is on, you gonna go.
Yeah.
When the red, you gonna stop. You're being a citizen doing that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You are being a citizen. Are you gonna shoplift? No. You're being a citizen doing that. Okay? It's simple as that. All right? When a cop pulls you over, are you gonna run and make a left, right, another left, and a right?
Right.
No, you're gonna pull your simple ass over,
Mm-hmm.
get out your ID
Exactly.
or your driver's license, your insurance, and your registration, and hand it over to the cop.
Mm-hmm.
Because what? To prove first to him you are a citizen,
Exactly.
and that's what a citizen does, man. Just make it easy on yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you do run, you're going to be in more trouble. But if you had pulled over and just showed your identification to the man, he would probably give you a warning. You could have took your simple ass home.
Right. Right.
Use your citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
Be a citizen.
Right.
You dwell in the city, so abide by the city rules.
Exactly.
But just know and understand, while being in this God-forsaken place, just apply everything that you learn in the scriptures. And this is one of the applications.
Right.
Paul is telling you to be a citizen. That's applying what Paul said to your everyday life, man. You know, if you had precept.
Yeah, I have some.
Come on.
This is Matthew 10 and 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Be ye therefore wise as a serpent." Okay, and being wise as a serpent, you got to know how to slither your way around in this society, man, and maneuver yourself. Okay, by you going contrary to your citizenship, that's not being wise as a serpent. A serpent somewhat conforms. Okay, it camouflages, it blends in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to a certain extent, so that way the prey don't see it. You know, it takes it takes on the physical attributes of its habitation.
That's right.
Okay, it says and harmless as a dove. Okay, yeah, you know that you're a Hebrew Israelite. You're supposed to be above all these other nations and so forth. All right, but that's not to say you go out and just portray that in your everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
That's not being wise, man. You setting yourself up for failure, so to speak.
You're making yourself a target.
Exactly. Wearing your fringes all out at the restaurant, you know, at the job, you know, doctors in the doctor appointment, you know, because soon as, you know, it calms down and we're plastered on the news, Hebrew Israelite, all eyes gonna turn to your ass on the job. Oh yeah, that's the guy. We a Hebrew Israelite. He wear fringes to the job.
He talks about the Bible a lot.
Right. He says he can't work on the Sabbath, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
You're setting yourself up, like Brother said, to be a target.
That's right.
That's not being wise as a serpent, man.
That's right.
All right.
That's right, man. I mean, if you had anything else,
That was all I
you
had.
have any closing remarks?
That's it.
Man, but the point of the matter, man, is just can't harbor enough, man. Be a city dweller. Be a citizen. Don't be over righteous.
Right.
And don't strive in matters that concern you not.
Exactly.
Okay? All right? And don't search out things that are too hard for you. All right? Something that's too hard for you is literally trying to be a full-blown out Israelite in a place that's not Israel.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
That's hard.
Exactly.
All right? Now, if you fall in line and do what Paul said and be the citizen, then yes, like the scriptures say, the laws are not grievous.
Mm-hmm.
Then it won't be grievous. But when you're trying to overdo it, it's going to be hard. Therefore, you'll run yourself thin.
That's right.
All right? Instead of just being a citizen.
Right.
Yeah, precept?
Yeah, I had some.
Kind of go ahead and pull it, bro.
Because at the end of the day, like you're saying, man, it's impossible to be a full-blown Israelite in a land that we don't know. We're under the curses.
That's right.
And in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verse 48, it says, "Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and I shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until I have destroyed thee. If you going to a certain particular person for everything that you need, you can't come as you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's what he wants you to be in order to get what he has. Okay, that's in hunger. We go to him for the food and thirst, water, clothing, shelter, everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you going and being over righteous, man, I ain't going to him for shit. We'll see where they get your ass.
Exactly.
All right, so that's all I have, bro.
Come, literal last goddamn 1 week. Man. Fuck it, man. Hey, Esau, I need a job.
Yeah, he throw the time quick as fuck.
Quick as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Lord willing, you know, this live stream was edifying to the Akim who tuned in. You know, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144, first fruit. I'm Brother Kasha Kuala
My brother Rock.
from the GMS Atlanta Church. And until next time, we want to say Shalom.
Shalom.